Footwork is essential for both your balance and your movement, which is used for attack and your defense. Joe puts particular emphasis on making sure you maintain your stance and that you slide your feet across the floor, which helps you maintain your balance. He doesn't like any hopping or jumping. He goes on to say that you should be using your footwork for feinting and drawing your opponent in, as well as to get out of the way when you're hurt. If you break down footwork, there's 4 movements: moving forward, moving back, circling to the left and circling to the right. It can be done slowly or it can be done quickly. You'd move quickly in an exchange, and you'd move slowly when you're stalking your opponent or moving around them. You must maintain the proper stance and your knees are not rigid. Your left foot is flat on the floor and your right heel is off the floor with the weight on the ball of the foot. You only need to take small steps with it as well. So here I'm demonstrating how footwork and a little bit of shoulder movement can be used as feints. And feints are used to confuse your opponent and wear them out and make them react to you rather than you reacting to them. Some of these drills have punches in them. Only punch if you actually know how to. If you're a complete beginner, then avoid doing the punches until you watch those videos as well. So this is an example of how I'm out of range at the moment, and then I use my step to then hit the bag, and then you're using in and out footwork, which you should be using in the ring. So you hit your opponent, they step back, and then they can't hit you. And if they overreach, you can land a combination like this: right uppercut, left hook. This is the same as the previous clip, except from you going left and right. You should be able to punch as good going forward and back as well as left and right, and then you can create angles on your opponent and it's much better defensively. Joe manages to land a jab there when he does a pivot, avoiding the right cross. Maintaining your stance, you turn your hips to your right, which gives you an angle, just like what I'm doing there. Practice that and then practice it on the bag, pretending that the bag is your opponent. You have to make sure that your feet are where they're meant to be in your stance, just at a different angle. Just taking a normal step while in your stance, maintaining the gap between your feet, allows you to get an angle on your opponent, and it keeps you away from their right hand if it's an orthodox versus orthodox. But that stuff's in a different chapter. Just make sure that you can do this fundamental move well. The next clip I demonstrate slowly walking toward the opponent and then doing a combination and getting out at an angle. Now it doesn't matter if you go backwards or at an angle, left or right. The whole idea is you get in, you land your punches and you get out. That's what you should be practicing. So this is a video from my video on the left hook. It goes to show that simple footwork is all you need to achieve good knockouts. So for the time being, just make sure that you're mastering that backward step, and then we can start adding left hooks and whatnot to it later on. So make sure that you can move forward, back, left, right, and your pivots well, and that's the foundation that your attack and defense will be built on.